Today's all about us living our harmonic. Inside of you is a sound. There's a note. It is the sound of your soul. And it has been with you for many, many lifetimes. It has been with you through every moment where you felt joy and every moment where you felt sorrow and everything in between. Knowing that through every single moment, you have stood in the light and you have also walked in the shadow. So today we begin to step into the remembrance of this harmonic. Not to seek it, not to find it, but to know that it's there so that we can begin to live from it. Knowing that our harmonic is expressed uniquely through every single moment of your life. And this is why it's part of the teaching. This isn't teaching in the normal ways. I'm talking to your soul. I'm coming to you from my heart to your heart, from soul to soul. It's meant to allow you to drop further into your body and to feel this. Knowing that your harmonic is you. But nobody out there can be that. Only you can be that. And so it's living with more awareness. It's like, what tune am I playing? What is the note that I'm sending out? We can be both in the light and in the shadow. Both are part of the journey. So we accept both. It is a journey of remembering who we truly are. When we are embodying our harmonic, when we are living in alignment with that, that's just allowing our thoughts and our words and our actions to carry the purity of who we truly are and to begin to see ourselves as that, as these sovereign beings, as these pure lights. And we're really not used to that, are we? We go looking for all of our flaws. So right now, I'm going to invite you to just write down one thing about yourself where you see your light, where you want to recognize your light today. There's something about naming something that we see in ourselves so that we not only witness it ourselves, but we recognize it by sharing it with others. And that takes practice. That's a muscle that we have to build. It's hard to name something that we feel. Maybe the word proud would work for the personality, but it's deeper than that. We feel our own light. We feel our own divinity. We recognize that in ourselves. And so if you're comfortable, I would love to hear, but there is no pressure. It's just celebrating your light. It's recognizing your own inner divinity. And knowing that that light that you recognize in yourself is the extension of the divine. Our mind feels, I got the soul, I got the personality, I've got the divine. They're all different aspects, but what we ultimately will remember is that we are the divine in expression. So you, the personal self, doesn't need to go away. It's that union they speak of. And it's beautiful. It's an unfolding. It happened slowly. And enjoying every single moment so that we're not trying to get anywhere. And that's really the difference too, is that this moment now is so beautiful, so sacred. Something was just revealed to me. I am so in awe of that. The chaos is actually the tuning process. It breaks us apart. It reveals what it's false so that the true essence or true note can be heard. And how do we hear it? By chaos. By things that don't feel in harmony. That's how we know. That too serves a purpose. So I'm here to help you understand when you're feeling that, it's okay. It's not wrong. It's not bad, but it is meant to lead you and guide you into a harmonious state rather than living in the disconnection, because then we never get to experience ourselves as the soul, and for sure not the divine. So it's a process. It's an understanding. This is how it works. Honestly, it's so nice that we're remembering more about what we're truly here for, because prior to this, we thought it was more about what we were doing on the outside, what we placed our value on our roles. And imagine the person that didn't have a role that, in our mind, felt worthy of being proud of. That's really sad that so many people suffered and felt that they weren't worthy because of some silly job title or position. That's not true. It has nothing to do with that for us. Nothing. What this is about is us remembering to love ourselves. And then when we love ourselves, then we can accept and love all others. And that is the expression of the divine always. Knowing that chaos is actually the tuning process. It is meant to let you know that you're out of alignment. The sacred harmonic, though, is your pure tone. It's revealed through the fire, through the chaos, but it's strengthened when you move through it willingly. When there isn't that fighting and that resistance, what we do is we push it down and it rises up again. It could be hours, it could be days, it could be months, whatever it might be. It continues to rise up until we're willing to allow the chaos to reflect to us this too is meant to be move from the shadow into the light. We're never destroying anything, ever, ever. We're transmuting. We give the persona a new role. So your fear of you losing yourself, you will never lose yourself. You will gain who you truly are. So we are just transmuting, and we're bringing things that are causing conflict into coherence. And you're becoming a tuning fork that begins to recognize when you're in discoherence and when you're in coherence. Understanding when you are in coherence, your vibration will influence others because that moves out into the field. And it does impact more than we know. Now, there's 3 practices that are recommended here for you to do daily in the morning. Just placing your hand on your heart and saying, asking yourself, what note am I carrying? We may sense something. It might be a feeling. It might be color. It might be an image. It might actually be a tone that we hear. And if you're feeling the contraction, breathe deeply again and allow yourself to continue with the breath until you begin to feel a shift where you feel like I've just dropped in. I'm here. I'm home. You don't even need to say, what note am I carrying? Even just pausing and placing your hand on your heart and connecting. And who do I want to be today? How do I want to show up in the world? And then when we notice that we're moving away from that and going back into the incoherence, pausing and giving ourselves the love that we would give to anybody else. It's okay. It's okay. You forgot for a moment. So let's bring you back into this place in the heart where you can breathe again deeply, connect with the breath, the spirit, connect with the divine. Bring yourself back into a higher vibrational state. And then again, when I was talking about, recognizing your divinity, understanding it is so beyond your personal stuff. It is the divine in you allowing you to awaken and to remember that's you. And so it is sort of like a celebration, but not in the personality sense, but it's, oh my goodness, this is me. This is me. I am that. And then even throughout the day, just pausing for a breath, just taking a single breath before even speaking, before even making a choice. But when you begin to reframe everything and to retrain, like to really understand, to remember. And so every single time you pause, it changes your vibration, because if you intentionally begin to live with purpose, to live in alignment, what do you think you're going to see? You're going to see that. You will feel that. You will become it. But it doesn't happen overnight. The universe, your higher self, the divine, will begin to show you different signs. And so you look outside in life and you begin to witness. And just knowing that every time we pause, that is allowing a moment to be guided. We're not expected to be perfect. It's not like you pass or you fail anything. It really isn't. You are always loved, no matter what. But we know deep down inside when we are in alignment, when we are in harmony versus when we aren't. It's tuning into your body. Do I feel expanded? Do I feel in the flow? Do I feel like I'm in a state of gratitude and appreciation? And I'm creating? Or do I feel that contraction where something feels off? I don't quite have what I'm supposed to be doing? Or something outside of me is not right? And honestly, we get to choose, because we can feed either one. So it's us deciding, okay, I'm starting to feed the loop, the pattern, the story. But I know I can take myself out of this. I also have that ability and that awareness. So every time you drop into your heart, now you're connecting again with your soul essence, with the divine. And something will shift in you. If that is what surrender is. Because you just surrendered that moment. And sometimes the part just doesn't want to let go. And so you, the wise one, you, the soul, it's like taking a breath and saying, I know that you're upset. You know, you kind of talk to that part, but do not give that part the power, because that part will keep you stuck. And it could be years, it could be decades, it could be your whole lifetime that passes you by. Because of some story that has been created by not only ourselves, but has been fed to us by culture, by our parents, by our friends, by social media. And the soul is awakening. Humanity is awakening. Humanity is going through its first initiation. And you know how we go through that? Through chaos. And that's why we're seeing the chaos. So each one of us has a choice. Mother Earth, she's rising up. She's elevating in consciousness, and each one of us gets to decide, do I want to go into that too? Or am I going to stay in what I've only known my life to be, which is tons of different people's opinions, stories, projections, that have been placed upon you. And again, we're not blaming anybody because we do it too. But just understanding that's how it works. Always, in every single moment, there's something happening. And every single moment we get to choose. So even when you're with me and you're listening and you're feeling something, let yourself breathe into that. If you're not aware of the parts, they will literally manage you. They will run the program. They will run your life. That's why it's so important to know yourself, to know your values. Who am I really? What is my essence? That's why the pause today, too, to recognize your own light. Because if you can't recognize your light, nobody's going to see it. And yet we're always hoping somebody will see it to make us feel better. You're the only one that can do that. So pause before you say something. Pause before you make a decision. And then before you go to sleep, begin to recall a moment in the day when you felt so connected. When you felt like you were with your soul's essence, holding that note, knowing that that is when you are remembering your own divinity. You may not call it that, you may not recognize that yet, but that is what that is. That's what's happening. And so offer gratitude for it. There's a saying by Meister Eckhart, and he says, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, that will be enough. It's you sitting there and you feeling that. Once you start doing that, more and more and more will come. You feel your vibration shifting, especially when we're out in nature and we feel so connected and you pause and you breathe. You begin to witness. Life is talking to you. You are always in communion with the divine.